Hello again. In this demonstration, we're going to walk through what has been changed since beta version 1 to this new beta within the analysis and review native viewer mode. If you have not gone through the first beta, I would recommend that you go back and look at that beta recording of the new native view mode, and from there come in and look at this recording, because it's going to be much shorter, just to show that you the deltas, anything that we've changed and improved. Well, first of all, I'm going to take this case and let's go into native view mode of this case. Now while we're in here, let's narrow down our data set and go to search, and we're going to search for the word technology, and that's going to be across all of the data set. So I'm going to go to my second item here. This is an attachment to the original email. Now that I've come in here, one of the changes we made in the previously, our page-to-page navigation that we have here in the top center was in the far right, and we've changed it for a reason. So in this miniature view, or mini view is what we call it, you have the option to do your page navigation here, and up here you have the option to do your keyword navigation, so you can actually jump from keyword to keyword. Previously to this, we did not have the ability to do keyword searching here. Also, when you went into full screen mode, we now have the ability to have again in the center our page navigation mode, our keywords, which is our keyword hit listed here, navigation mode, where you can jump through different keywords, and then we have document navigation by just clicking the next button here. So we can actually move over between all the different and various views of the documents just by using it in the one screen, without having to move around, without having to navigate in and out of different views. And most reviewers will spend their time in this native view mode, and oftentimes in the large screen mode, the expanded view like you see here. So because of that, we actually made a slight change in the UI just to make it the workflow easier for the end user. So one of the other abilities that we've added is if you want to do a search and search your redaction item. So you come out of the full screen view, and you can actually go from here. So if we do a search, we can go to our redaction annotations, we do a preset redaction codes, and let's go to the document that we had a moment ago. Let's go back to document, back to 1, and we'll go into this document here. So in this document, if we want to do a search for the redaction codes, first of all we can search, and we can do a search and redact by clicking here. Select the keyword that we search for, which is technology, and the variations of it. So we can select the keyword we want. We can select the reason code that we want to use for that redaction. So let's say I select the technological word, and I will do a reason code of redaction code 3, and I do redact selected, and that will auto select and redact that item. Now if I want to turn around and do a QA on my redactions, I have the ability to do that by actually using this filter, unselect these words here, go down to my redaction resources, select all my redaction reason codes, hit apply, and once that is done, now I can actually navigate down through all my redactions if I wish to here, and I can see my redactions that have been applied. And if I highlight over, I can see who the author of the redaction was, the date it was applied and time, and the redaction reason that was applied to that item. So that's an easy way of QAing your redactions within the document. Now I can also leverage this feature to do a search for my annotations. So if I have an annotation added, I can actually go back in here, I can set these to none, I can open up my annotations, I can enable my annotation search, and now my search will only be limited to my annotations. So I can actually pop over and back between my annotations and see what was there. I can actually even modify my annotations if I wish to, as part of it, to help me fine tune whatever annotations I want to put on it. This was just a line that I annotated, but any annotations you use can actually be leveraged here, and allows you to QA and filter, or filter and QA on your annotations also. It is not only for searching for keywords and redacting them, which you can do, because you can put in a keyword here and search for that keyword and redact it, But you can also use that to search based on your annotations, to help you do QA in your annotations, and search on your redaction reasons that you have applied throughout your document, and you can do one or multiple and search for those and do your QA on those redaction reason codes within your document. And you can also, as I said, you can also go in and modify it. You can go in and select it. You can go change the content. You can add extra reason codes if you wish to your item. That's all possible. You can also leverage this. Let's say you select a redaction that you want to find. You hit apply. You select one of those redactions, and if you actually come up here and right click on the item, you can change the redaction reasons, or you can add a comment to that redaction. And actually hit done, and now you've added a comment to that redaction that's tied to that redaction. Now, in addition to this, if you want to download a document, you can click on this download link over here. And over here, and you get presented with two options. You can download the original document, so it comes down as a Word doc, or an Excel file, or as an email, or whatever. And then so you can choose that, or you click download, or you can choose PDF. And then from PDF, when you choose PDF, you have the option to include annotations, yes or no, and redactions. And you can actually say whether you want it, you redact it, or you want that redaction to be see-through. So it's transparent, like you see right here. If you do just redact only, these will actually come out as being black boxes rather than text on a grey box. As well as the ability to download, you have the ability to print these items. So if you go to your print option, you are then presented with a dialog box to either print all items, print current page, or print specific pages from, like as you see here, from page 1 to page 5, page 8, and then page 10 through 15. You also have the option to show annotations as part of the print, show redactions, and review redacted text. On top of that, you have the ability to include comments, either do not print the comments, include them after each page or at the end of the document, and the same applies for redaction reasons. You can put them after each page or at the end of the document. And you hit print, and it will print those out based on the settings you have selected here. Now, if you go to native view, a lot of the features are not there. So when you click native view gives you two options, either search or view. They're the only two options you have, and then you can use the various aspects in here. You do not have access to any of the redaction codes or anything from here. If you need to use the other features that I just showed you, you go into native, you select redaction, you select your preset redaction set, and then that will bring you into where you can actually leverage all of these search and redact features, which are the advanced features I just demonstrated. Now, as well as this, if you go back to our primary documents, and I go into my either snippet view or whichever option other than native view, and from in here, if I go to actions and into productions, in the production view I have the ability to do my production. Now, if I select my production, let's say one of these preset codes, because I'm using a production that was actually created prior to the upgrade to version 10, the transparent redaction feature is not available. Once you create your new redaction sets that were created after 10 by exporting your old and re-importing them, or creating new from scratch, whichever you prefer, then the transparent redactions will become available. As you see here, I went to a version 10, then I have the option to include images, and my transparent redactions become available. Now, it does give you a warning when you do that to say that this will cause redactions to be transparent, and you must type in the word confirm and hit confirm to enable it, because we put the warning in under a customer's request because people have been making mistakes, and we want to eliminate the need for that, and we're forcing you to confirm that you want to create content with transparent redactions, because the text underneath the redacted area will be visible.